It's my third wedding of the season, and this wedding, the goal is to have as many locally grown flowers as possible. So back in the winter, I planned out for mainly white flowers, a few blue, but I didn't really know if it would work out or not. Well, thankfully, most of my experiments have worked out and there will be flowers, but we just have one problem. I did not plant enough of them. So the problem with COVID weddings is that my brides just don't know what they don't know. When we were planning this back in the winter, they weren't sure, like, would it be normal times? Would there be restrictions? What exactly would that guest look like? So consequently, this wedding is definitely bigger than we originally intended it to be, and so I really didn't start enough flowers. But I've got to say, I am extremely proud of myself for what I was able to start and is actually blooming on time. One of the things that I'm very largely counting on are a huge row of lilac bushes that are on the property, and I believe they're white, and I think they're gonna bloom at exactly the right time. And if it wasn't for these bushes, I would have to buy so many flowers. Let's take a look at their readiness. So maybe it sounds ridiculous, but I kid you not, I am out here at this bush looking at these lilacs every single day to see if they're gonna be ready for this wedding. It's like watching boiling water and seeing, like, when will it boil? When will it boil? When will these flowers bloom? This side is definitely more purple, so I'm gonna cut some of these just because we're doing a little arrangement just with what we have so we don't waste those ranunculus. I really love using lilacs, but they're really tricky. I find that with the varieties I have, it's really hard to find like a nice straight stem. They're always like branched off, but honestly, beggars can't be choosers, especially with this wedding and especially with a new property. So you might be wondering, why on earth are you picking these flowers? It's Monday, wedding's not till Saturday. Well, this year I've really got to get smarter in my business. So what I want to do is I want to know my stem count for each of the centerpieces. We have 36 centerpieces, so I don't want to be short, and especially with a wedding like this where there just aren't a lot of flowers to go around, and I'm not going to be able to waltz into my garden and pick whatever I didn't get. So one really nice thing is that my bride has already given me all the containers. I don't need to source anything or buy jars. And she's even given me containers to put inside the jars because unfortunately these buckets leak. So this is the centerpiece. How I've made it is definitely overshooting the price point. Like, I'm thinking for the impact that, say, a ranunculus or one of the anemones makes, like, that's too expensive of a flower for the price point. But with like greens, lilac, if I end up getting, I think I'll have lots of white dara. I think I know about how many stems I need, and like with the cheaper flowers, this will be like a beautiful statement on our tables, and hopefully is exactly what she's looking for. So it's Wednesday today, and basically today is the day that I have to make some decisions. How many flowers do I think I'm going to be able to cut by Friday? How many flowers do I think I need to buy? So let's check up on everything and see how it's doing. So it looks like we'll get a few more anemones, but not much. The ranunculus are finally coming. Like, oh my goodness. Look how pretty that is. But I don't see any in white. Got a little bit of decent stem length on these ones, so might be able to use a few of these Nigella. I could technically use this cress, but I don't know. For the impact that this would have in arrangements, I feel like I'm better off just to leave this for dried stuff. The Queen Anne's lace over in this section like looks really close, so I hope it's gonna be there, but oh, I just don't know. Same thing with the Saponara. Like, I might be saying it wrong, but it's so close to blooming, but like, will it actually bloom for Friday or Saturday, or will it just like need that tiny bit more time? I've got to say, like, trying to push the limits of what my zone can do feels like such a roller coaster. You know, there's sometimes where I'm like, why do I even do this? Why do I even bother? This is so ridiculous. I don't know if this is going to work. And then when it does work, I just feel so triumphant, maybe a little cocky, but come on, I feel like I deserve that cockiness. So the Queen Anne's lace in this bed, I think, should be okay. Like, that's pretty close. I just wish I had a little bit more of it. I'm not so worried about the bachelor's buttons. Like, I didn't really need a bunch of those. And like the Nigella, perfect timing. But man, that stem length, like, that's just, I can't work with that. I feel like these daisies with their buds are just haunting me. Like, maybe we'll be open for you, maybe not. Hopefully we'll have some better news with these lilac bushes. So this is definitely encouraging. All right, at least, okay, we have something to work with. This is good. However, one thing is making me really nervous with these lilac bushes is that you saw me make the sample bouquet the other day, but these ones droop way more than my other set of lilac bushes that bloom a little bit earlier. Like those ones, vase life was really good. I felt like we got a solid week out of them. These ones were drooping after 2 days. And I know it's not like the common advice, you know, to pick your lilacs like at this stage versus maybe, let's find one. I feel like the common advice says you should pick them something maybe more like this, where some of the buds aren't open yet, or that's maybe a little too much. Or you should pick them something like this. But I found in my test that anything that I picked at like the proper stage with this particular variety of lilacs just like was wilty after 2 days. And with my other set of lilac bushes, it didn't seem to be a problem. So I'm definitely going to clip one of those lovely white lilacs and do a little bit of a test. There we go. This will tell me what I need to know. Thursday today. It's raining lightly, but I need to get cutting. So today we're going to focus on the greens. The lilac test is going well, so I think my lilacs are going to look great for Sunday, so I will cut lilacs as well. And then I also have my other growers bringing in some extra flowers for me. I got my flowers from the wholesale that I need, and it's gonna be tight, but we're gonna pull this wedding together. I actually might completely luck out with this greenery. If this blooms for me, it will look so gorgeous. I'm singing in the rain, just as happy as can be. Rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Kristen wants to harvest flowers. Rain, rain, go away. Stop raining on my parade. So the weather today is having some sort of crisis because it just can't simply make up its mind. One moment I'm getting rained on, and then the next moment the sun starts to shine. So it's been interesting to say the least, but I have a giant thing of Carigana, so that's fantastic. And on we harvest. This asparagus here is so frustrating because like every year without fail, we miss the chance to, you know, actually eat this asparagus. But the good news is these bits are really, really beautiful for arrangements. However, they're not, I kind of want them at this stage where they're really whimsical, but they're not totally there yet. So maybe I have to wait until the next wedding to use these. So it's Friday morning and it is the last chance to get everything together. Last night I picked up some flowers from Shortstop Flower Farm, and this morning I'm going to pick up some more from Songbird Flower Farm. I was really lucky. I found a few extra peonies when I was out grocery shopping. Now they've blown open pretty wide, wider than I would like, but I think it will still be fine. And yeah, so we're going to pick out the lilacs this morning. Fortunately or unfortunately, the temperature is going to be plus 27 today, which means some of those flowers that I've been like desperately waiting for to like blow open, they should blow open. The only unfortunate thing is it means that I'm going to have to like arrange as much as I can in the afternoon, leave some spaces, and then go collect flowers again in the evening and like fill in those spaces with whatever is blown open. It's a little bit crazy, but we're gonna make it work. It's looking pretty good. Definitely more usable stems than there was yesterday. So I am one short of being halfway done, and I don't know if I can like accurately convey to you how nervous I am. Like I think I have enough flowers, but it's gonna be so close. Like I need to go pick more greens. I definitely undershot it. I didn't undershoot it with Carolina. I definitely picked enough of those, but basically every other green I am out of. Allison at Songbird gave me a ton of daisies, and seriously, those daisies are saving me. Whew. Yeah, I don't know. Like, honestly, doing weddings in Zone 3, Saskatchewan in June is like not for the faint of heart. This is really stressful. So another thing is I'm really learning like for the need to take breaks. I am so bad at just like, oh, I'll just power through and it'll be fine. It's not fine. I'm actively trying to make sure there's some rest periods while I'm doing all of this. What is it? 5:30, 6, somewhere in there. And I mean, I feel like I'm gonna be working till 9 or 10, and like normally I'm a bit better at managing my time, but I just, you know what, last year it was still COVID and all my orders were kind of on the smaller side, but this is a pretty big order. And you know, I don't know if you saw sort of in the background, I had a helper helping me for a little while, but you know, she had to go at 4:30, and well, like what she did was such a giant help, and if I didn't have that, I would be so behind. But I think in the future, like I'm just gonna have to have her longer or start earlier, or maybe do a second person. We'll see. You want to say hi to the people?
Hi.
So I also went to check around and see like, did anything blow open since this morning? And some lilacs thankfully have, and I definitely need more of them. So that's extremely helpful. Not much for my other flowers though. Like it's really frustrating because all the flowers that I grew for this wedding, like they're almost on time. You know, like next week they'll be here, which is, I don't know, on one hand, like I'm proud of myself for getting close, but on the other hand, it's like really frustrating that I just didn't quite get it. You know what I mean? But what do you do? Like you can only do so much. I guess no for next year. All right, I've got all the ones that my helper helped me with. There are centerpieces everywhere, under the table and beside the table and under the deck, and we're still not done. So I think for the next couple, I'm gonna maybe try something a little bit different, because I have all of this Sweet William here that I've used, but like I haven't used to its full extent, and so we can make some featuring this a little bit more. I'm thinking that I will approach this next, I don't know, maybe I'll try like 5 like this, where I'll just kind of arrange them like I would hand tie. And maybe that will also be a little bit easier to work with the daisies. It's quite adorable. I mean, maybe it doesn't look as pretty on the video as it does like in real life, but it's super cute. Ugh, this could use a sharpening. 9:20, I'm exhausted. I'm done for the night. I have 5 more centerpieces left. I still have the bride's bouquet, but I want to do the bride's bouquet when I'm fresh. I am all out of greens. I am all out of baby's breath. I am really regretting not purchasing just like 1 more container of baby's breath, but You don't know what you don't know. Yeah, and I basically have went around the acreage and like picked sort of any little random white flower that I was like, I don't know if I'll use it. I'm like, nope, I need to use it. I know there's a few more wildflowers at another location, but I'll grab those tomorrow and we do what we can. All right, so I'm gonna have a good sleep and I will see you in the morning. Morning, friends. Well, last night was super busy and I got some sleep. I am showered and we are ready to go. I have also got my coffee, which leads me to the sponsor of this video. This is Javi coffee. It's actually a coffee concentrate. It's not like something that you put in the coffee maker, which is fantastic for summer because I was able to make this really delicious drink that just tastes like the Tim Hortons iced coffee that I would be probably tempted to buy. And all I did was add in mostly milk, a little bit of water, some vanilla, some coffee creamer for my sugar portion of it. And then I did 2 teaspoons of the Javi concentrate and it is fantastic. A little bit of ice. Save yourself some money. Go get some Javi. You can use my code in the description below for a little discount for yourself. So try it out. Get some really delicious coffee. Now that I am fully caffeinated, I am ready to tackle that bridesmaid bouquet, go hunt around the acreage for whatever else I have, and we're going to finish this wedding all before the bride's uncles come to pick this stuff up. Bridal bouquet time. So before I started arranging everything else, I separated all the flowers that I wanted for the bride. Now, her request was she wanted some blue hydrangeas. This reminds her of her dad, who unfortunately passed away about 5 years ago or so. So this is to honor him on her special day, and had to make sure we have a few of these. All right. Gotta say a little prayer, you know. It's always a little nerve-wracking doing the bride's bouquet, but let's do it. Let's dive in. So slight setback. I don't know what is with the lilacs that I picked for the bride, but almost all of them were like brown and kind of like drying out, and I cut them like the same way I cut everything else. I am not certain what went on, so I had to quick run, and this is kind of all I could get before being eaten alive with mosquitoes, so in it goes. Done. So this is a little bit tighter than I think I've been making my arrangements lately. But I don't know, just working with the hydrangeas and how I feel like the flowers should kind of sit. I think this is what it's supposed to be. So hopefully she will love this. I mean, I think it's gorgeous. Okay, this also not in the weather forecast. I keep hearing thunder in the distance. I don't know if you can hear it on the audio at all, but I really have to hurry now and get these bouquets done and get them somewhere where they can't get rained on. I don't know if I can like adequately describe the sense of sheer panic that I'm feeling right now, because the bride message said her uncles should be on their way pretty quick. So waiting for that text, and I still have 3 arrangements, 2 boutonnieres left. My children are screaming. I don't know if you can hear that through the background because child 3 took child 2's ladybug boots. You know, like in a way I wished I had done this all last night, but I just couldn't. I am not one of those people who can stay up late and have it all be fine. So, you know, I needed the rest, unfortunately, and if you need the rest, you need the rest. And this was my choice to like try to make up for it now, but man, it sucks making up for it now. Okay, we are done. Thankfully the uncle has not messaged me saying he's on his way yet, so I still have a tiny bit of time. I'm just gonna take like one last Hail Mary pass through the garden just to see if there's absolutely anything. I just feel like those last 3 bouquets could use a little more white if I have it, so oh, fingers crossed. Okay, Mary delivers. We have this You know, I bet I could eke out a few of these to be just long enough. That would fill it in. Saponara did not deliver. All right, this doesn't look super promising, but oh, maybe we have a few anemones. I was also gonna leave this one, but I need it too badly. Ah, absolute jackpot. It's only 5 flowers, but I will take it. So like any other time ever, this like little sad amount of flowers would be nothing, but right now, this sad amount of flowers is everything. Okay, how cute is this boutonniere? Trying to tie it with wire, seeing if that will do a little bit better. I feel my boutonnieres always fall apart, but man, okay, I really, really love this combo. I am sweating buckets. It's so hot, but thankfully I am done. So pictures taken, boxes all packed, centerpieces done that like last quality check. I had to check a few of those lilacs, but otherwise everything's good, everything's perfect and ready for the uncles. I don't know where they are. Definitely got the text that they were coming over an hour ago. I mean, I'm not complaining because it gave me enough time to do everything, but I hope I don't need to be worried. Well, anyway, that is another backyard business adventure. If you are interested in flower farming and need a little bit of extra help with that, I have definitely some resources for you down in the comments. And next week I'm doing 20 centerpieces for a gala. They're all bigger than the centerpieces I just did. It's going to be crazy. So watch for that video and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.